always knew you would come out bad. What else do you expect from someone with no father? You haven't even given me a grandchild yet. You're so useless. Just leave my boy alone already, will you? No, I don't want to divorce him. I'm sorry. Marlon's the one who told me to tell you, though. What? He told me that he didn't want to bother with talking to you about divorcing. So he's asked me to talk to you for him. He's tired of your incompetence. But, Morgan... I didn't want Marlon to marry you in the first place. No child raised by a single mom comes out right. Everyone knows that. But he said he wanted to marry you more than anything, because you're his type. I had no choice but to accept it. I really want you to like me, Morgan. Just tell me what I need to improve on, and I'll do my best. Please. Just please stop with all this divorce talk. I'll do anything. It's too late. Marlon already found a new girlfriend, by the way. She's 1,000 times better than you are. He wants to marry her as soon as possible, so that's why he asked me to kick you to the curb. What? He has a girlfriend. He wants to get married again? What? What about me? You're so stupid. You couldn't even figure out that your husband has been cheating on you this whole time. Well, now that you know, just get out of our lives. Don't think he'll hesitate to take you to court. No, please don't do that. Would you really go that far? Of course. How long do you think he wants you around dragging him down? Marlon won't pick up the phone no matter how many times I try to call. I don't understand. I thought our relationship was going so well. Oh, he told me he blocked you. Enough of the talking. Just hurry up and leave. He also told me that he's not coming back home until you're gone. How long do you intend to torture my son like this? Just accept the divorce. You're not good enough to be a Bennett. Okay. Good work today, Maya. How are you liking the job? Are you getting used to things? Hello, Charlie. Yes, I feel like I'm kind of getting the hang of things thanks to you. I really appreciate you hiring me on the spot. I can't thank you enough. It's really helped me a lot. Don't mention it. You're a hard worker, so you're a big help to us too. You've been through quite a bit, haven't you? That was a terrible story you told me earlier. You still haven't heard from your ex-husband? No, I haven't. I don't think he cares about me anymore. I haven't spoken to him in a month. Seriously, what is this guy's problem? He can't just play with other people's feelings like that. He can't just kick you out of the house because he's tired of you. People wouldn't even do that to a dog, much less a human being. It happened so quickly. I didn't even have a place to stay. I had to ask my cousin if I could stay with her until I found an apartment. I'm glad you could find somewhere to stay. It's bad enough that your husband treated you like that, but his mother too? I'm sorry you had to go through that. That woman was always hostile towards me. The last thing she said to me was that I wasn't good enough to be a Bennett. Can you believe that? Wait, Bennett? This might be a long shot, but is your ex-husband Marlon Bennett? Well, yeah. Do you know him? Do I know him? He was in my class. Everyone called him Benny back in the day. You're joking! That's crazy. What are the odds? Which means that you're the one he married through that setup? Setup? What do you mean? You said that he was the one who helped you after you met in that accident, right? Right. He pretty much saved my life, so that's why I was able to put up with his mother hating me. Well, that's a huge lie. That was the setup. What does that mean? Whenever he likes a girl, he pays his friend to hit her with his motorcycle and then he pretends to be the hero and rescues her. That's his usual modus operandi. He was even notorious for it back in school. It's unbelievable that he's still doing it even though he's grown. What? Are you serious? I can't believe he would do something like that. So coming to my rescue was all a part of some big plan? He knew all along? That's what I think. That guy is literally the worst. He actually almost killed a girl back in high school.
Oh my gosh. That's insane.
I can't believe you ended up being one of his victims. Plus, he held you all the way into marriage and did the same thing again. He's a giant pile of trash. I'm sorry. You must be quite shocked. We can stop talking about it if you want.
No, I mean, I am shocked, but also kind of relieved. I feel rather lucky, if I'm being honest.
Huh? Why?
I feel like, thanks to you, I've been able to get through this without feeling too depressed. Even if you didn't know about my situation until recently, your presence always somehow makes me feel better. So thank you so much.
Aw, I'm glad I could be of any help. You know, I've actually been seeing some similarities between you and I.
Similarities like what?
I was raised by a single mother, and my marriage fell to pieces too. She broke up with me because she thought being raised by my mother alone meant that I was raised badly. Pretty much the exact same as your situation, now that I think about it.
What? But you're such an amazing person. Better than Marlon, at least.
Thanks. Though that's setting the bar kind of low.
I guess you're right. Sorry.
It's fine. I know what you meant. Anyway, we have to live life to the fullest, and we can't let any prejudiced weirdos get in our way. I didn't even know there were people who were so strongly against single-parent homes until I met my ex. I mean, there's millions of single parents raising children. It's a very normal thing, so I don't get it.
Right? It's so weird. There's absolutely nothing wrong with single parents. As long as there's love in the home, it shouldn't matter. But yeah, you're right. It's already been a month, so I have to try and forget about it and move on. Being sad about it all the time isn't doing anything for me.
That's what I like to hear. Maya, you're a very strong person.
Nah, I'm just trying to be. Anyways, I'm gonna go walk my dog. Talk to you later.
Maya, are you still alive?
I'm sorry, who is this? I don't recognize your number.
Oh, it's Morgan. Morgan Bennett. It's been a while, hasn't it?
What? Why are you messaging me? I deleted your number.
I just wanted to apologize for pressing you and Marlon into your divorce. We'll welcome you back into our home if you marry Marlon again and help take care of my husband. He's gotten quite sick, and I can't do it myself.
You have got to be kidding me. Well, my husband is beside me right now, and he's furious.
What? What husband?
You heard me. I got married again.
You're joking. Who on earth would want to marry a street rat with no dad? I don't have time for jokes. Hurry up and come back so you can take care of my husband.
You must be out of your mind. I'd rather die than go back to your family. If you need someone to look after him, you should ask the other woman who Marlon married.
She left. As soon as she found out my husband needed extra care at home, she packed up and left that same night. She was a heartless and foolish woman. Who needs her?
I give her props for that.
That's why we'll accept you back into the Bennett family, regardless of the fact that you didn't have a father growing up. So get yourself over here. I can finally acknowledge how important you are to this family. You have some use after all. I'm sure you must be honored at the mere thought. I even asked Marlon what he thought about you coming back, and he said he doesn't really care anymore. Lucky you. We'll be waiting.
Hold on a second. Did you even read what I just said?
Who cares what you have to say? Just listen to me and come back right now. Let me know when you're on your way. Hey, do you intend on making me wait forever? How many times have I told you that you have to come take care of my husband?
How many times have I told you that I'm not doing that? Give me a break. I'm never setting foot in that house for as long as I live.
What did you say? You're pretty insolent to be biting the hand that's feeding you. Just who do you think you are? What happened to that pitiful little girl who was begging for us to take her back in? Who said she would do anything to come back?
That was 5 years ago, you know? Like I said yesterday, I'm already married to someone else. My husband is such a sweet and caring person, and he loves me a lot. We're so perfect for each other. There's no way I would ever leave him, especially not to associate with the likes of you and your son.
I don't know where a little half-orphan like you gets off talking that way about your betters, but rest assured, I'll teach you some manners.
Try it. Come anywhere near me and my husband will protect me.
You're married. For real. Seriously? It can't be. Just who on earth would ever want to marry the likes of you?
Only the greatest guy in the world. He's the one who saved me when you wrecked my marriage and I was suddenly left stranded on my own. Plus, he said his mother also raised him by herself, so he knows exactly how I feel.
Ha! You're telling me you married another child with no father? That's hilarious. To me, it just sounds like you just settled for the first lowlife you could manage to find. You can't even dream of comparing that piece of garbage to my perfect Marlin, can you?
I'll agree with you that there is certainly no comparing them.
I'm glad you're finally starting to see things clearly. All right then, chop chop. Go divorce the boy and come back home.
As I've said before, I am not divorcing my husband. You can read, can't you?
What? But you said that you can't compare him to Marlin, did you not? You don't need someone like him. Marlin would be 100 times better than him, I'm sure.
You misunderstand me. What I meant was that your scumbag son would never measure up to my husband. There's no use in trying to compare the two.
How dare you? How dare you insult my precious Marlin? What do you have to say for yourself?
He's a piece of trash and I don't have an ounce of respect for him. You should change his name to Marlone, because no woman will ever want to be with him. He deserves to be alone for the rest of his life.
Are you making fun of him right in front of me? You, the one who grew up without a father? Once you get back here, we'll fix you. We'll train you up to be a good, respectable young lady.
I've told you 1,000 times already. I'm not going back to that house. And don't ever talk to me again. You're annoying. It took me 5 years to finally get over the trauma that you caused me. And now you're here just to bring it back up. Why are you bothering me so much? Why are you so desperate to ruin my life? I accepted what you all did to me and moved on with my life. I found happiness. Can you just leave me alone?
All I'm telling you to do is divorce your husband. It's not that hard. You've done it before. He probably doesn't really want to be with you anyways.
If he didn't want to be with me, then why do we have a 3-year-old daughter together? Sometimes it's better to just accept defeat, Morgan.
You what? You had a baby with him? I was over here thinking you were infertile because you never gave me a grandchild.
All right, I think that's enough. This conversation is over.
You can't just ignore me! Pick up the damn phone! My wife says she doesn't want to talk to you anymore. Your wife? Yes, this is her husband. Divorce her! That was fast. You're the piece of dirt who also grew up without a father, aren't you? There's no way my Marlin could lose to someone like you. It seems as though Benny's already lost, though. Did you forget about my precious daughter? Huh? Benny? Is that some kind of nickname? You don't know him. You're such a rude man. He was in my class in high school. Wait. A kid who only had one parent. In Marlin's class? Don't tell me. Charlie Edwards? Oh, you know who I am. Have my full name at that. Of course. I know all the kids who had bad upbringings. Those with one parent, or those whose parents never went to high school. Those whose parents had them as teenagers, and those parents with drinking problems. Who would have thought that girl would end up marrying you of all people? Well, she did. And there's nothing that you or Marlin can do about it. Well, it doesn't matter. Divorce her already. You don't belong with her. She belongs with Marlin. He had her first. Take your child and get out. I'm afraid I can't do that. And besides, Benny isn't in any position to marry anyone right now. What? What is that supposed to mean? Benny and his little accomplice are going to get arrested. Excuse me? There's no reason Marlon would ever be in trouble with the police. He's the most pure-hearted man there is. It sounds like you aren't familiar with your son's true nature. Every time he likes a girl, he hires his friend to hit her with his motorcycle and cause an accident. Then he pretends to be the Good Samaritan and rescues the girl, putting her in his favor. That's been his way of doing things since high school. Maya has filed a report to the police. It sounds like Benny's friend broke down and confessed pretty quickly, so he's already been arrested. Benny's next. No, I don't believe it. He's been doing something like that this whole time. Not my precious son. After Maya filed her report, it also seems like all the other women who he's heard in the past started to file as well. Were there really that many? No, that has to be a lie. Marlon has never had trouble getting women. He's always been popular. He's always had women chasing after him. It's all been a setup. He planned everything. He can't even find a woman to like him without doing something as outrageous as that. No, my son can't be defeated by someone from a broken home. I can't believe it. I've never felt this humiliated in my life.
This is Maya. I just have one more thing I absolutely have to tell you.
What now?
You can't go around saying that single-parent families are bad. It's very closed-minded.
Well, of course they're bad. That's just the hard truth. Your mother and his mother, they've just been living miserable lives. It's absolutely deplorable.
My mother is doing just fine, thank you. She has her own business and lives very comfortably. And Charlie's mother remarried a very successful doctor.
What?
Our mothers are living their best lives right now. Unlike you. But even so, just because a woman is raising a child on her own doesn't mean she isn't doing her best to bring her child up in a loving home. You don't know what people go through in their lives, so you can't just go around judging people based on your narrow-minded assumptions.
How dare you? Your father probably left your mother, didn't he? He must have walked out on her. That's so embarrassing.
Like I said, you shouldn't judge people when you don't know anything about them. My father passed away when I was 6.
What? Probably from a drug overdose.
Try cancer, you wretched old lady. I barely have any memories of him, but my mom told me so many great stories about him. They really loved each other. And even if he had left, my mom's heart was so big I never felt like I was lacking for love for even 1 second. Unlike Marlon, I'm sure your warped values played no small part in turning him into such a spineless criminal. Meanwhile, his classmate Charlie, who had only his mother to raise him, is all set to become an executive in his company.
So, the Charlie Edwards who never had a father is going to become a company executive?
That's right. I've also heard that Charlie's stepfather is a lovely person too, and he supports him with all his might. So even if anyone needs at-home care, we plan on enrolling in a high-end nursing home.
I can't believe it. Your sorry life made a complete 180? How is that possible? I can't believe it!
Sorry to say, but it's the truth. I hope you finally understand. I'm blocking your number now. Take care and never try to contact me again. I offer my deepest condolences. After that, Marlon and his friend were arrested for their past crimes. Since he didn't actually kill anybody, his sentence was only for 3 years. I guess it's still better than nothing. With her only son in prison, Morgan was forced to care for her ill husband on her own. Unfortunately, he was diagnosed with dementia, and she has been having a terribly rough time taking care of him. She's not able to live on Social Security alone, so while taking care of her husband, she's also had to find time for a part-time job. If Marlon and I had never divorced, I'm sure I would have been taking care of him in her stead without complaint. And I probably would have never known that my entire connection to Marlon was just a scam. Whenever I think about that, I get the chills. You never know what happens in life. But I believe that if you live an honest life, you can be happy no matter the circumstances.
Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like and subscribe.